Hi again, Captain Dak, 31st of March, and nothing's changed. We're still all bored to hell. But this is a sort of highlight of my day, followed, of course, at 4 o'clock with the happy hour, which we're going to have tomorrow, happy hour tomorrow. Anyway, let's go back now to the Ben Line ship called the Benato, five hatch job. The year was 1969. I was third mate on the Benato, and we were up a river called Rejang, which is a god-forsaken spot, port and place in Borneo, jungle on all sides, and we used to anchor there. And they used to bring the barges down the river with a timber. It was called Sarawak ramen, a redwood, and we used to load planks and planks of this. And this used to go to England to presumably to build houses with. But anyway, we were there. Usually we were there for at least a week. But after a few days, the chief officer decided, in his wisdom, that he was going to pump water out of the forepeak tank, which was a tank right up front, which he used for fresh water. And there was a problem with it because the other pump wouldn't work, the main pumps wouldn't work. And he used a portable petrol-driven pump. And it was about 10 o'clock at night. And I wasn't aware that he was even doing this. But he was down at the bottom there, and it was just about dry. And this pump had been working in closed space. The engine had been going, the pump working in this enclosed space for a long, long time. And he should have known better, but he didn't realize that yes, when engines go, they give out lots of carbon dioxide, but also lots of carbon monoxide, which is very, very dangerous. So anyway, I was on duty, and I got this call from one of the sailors. God, come quickly! There's the chief officer's. He's lying down, and there was lights down the forepeak. You could see down the manhole at the top, and there were stairs going down. You could see he was lying at the bottom there. Oh God, what's this? And then, so anyway, I raised the alarm, and meanwhile, this sailor had gone down to see what the story was. Gone down, and it was 10:10. I came back. He was flaking as well. And of course, I twigged, this is bad air. There's something really going wrong here. So we got all hands there, and then we tried. That's right. The engineers tried to get the self-breathing apparatus working, but for some reason it wouldn't work. So we couldn't get the BA set down there. So we got the old-fashioned bellows and put that down with a pipe, and we got them to start pumping fresh air down on the pipe, which is not really that effective. And it's obviously a huge disaster in the making. But the hero of the day was an AB, an able-bodied seaman, and he was ex-Royal Navy. And he took over the situation, and he was very fit, very ex-Navy fit young guy. And he said, give me a heaving line. So he went way down the ladder, and I found out later he'd held his breath. This guy could hold his breath for over a minute. And he took it down, he took one end of the rope down, and he tied it around first of all, the chief officer, and around under his armpits, and made it fast. And then he raced up the ladder again and took deep breaths. And he said, all right, pull. So there's plenty willing hands at the top. And we pulled the chief officer hand over hand and got him out. And he was taken right outside, out of the forecastle head and into the fresh air. And then this guy, Hero, went down and did it again. And then we pulled the sailor out that was unconscious. So he was a real hero. He just saved the day. And if he hadn't done it, I'm convinced that, there'd been these two. The chief officer came too, and so did the sailor. And meanwhile, the captain, he was, of course, 10 o'clock at night, he was well boozed up. And he was staying around, mumbling things, orders and stuff, which nobody took any advice of what to do. But it all ended up well. It all ended up, it could have been a terrible disaster. So that's another one for the books. There we are. Okay.